Warren Gatland, after the last Lions tour, said he would never coach the Lions again, and yet yesterday it was announced that he's the new Lions coach. The new Lions coach is the old one. 3 in a row.
It's amazing what happens when somebody slags off your ability to coach a team. Do you get back out there and say, I want this job again? Was the moment that Warren Gatland wanted this gig in Tulla Rugby Club last year when Sean O'Brien did that media event?
Spoke to Oisin Langan. No less. Was that the moment when Warren Gatland was like, hey, no. Yeah, well,
I'm not allowing this to be the legacy of my British and Irish Lions coaching tenure. I'm going right back in there.
I bet you it was. I would not be surprised if that was the thing where he's like, hang on a second. What? I mean, Gatland got mad into it, like the whole clown nose and everything. He was on the front of the New Zealand Herald with a clown nose, and then he brought a clown nose to the press conference. I mean, somebody had to go and buy that clown nose. And no one did it without him saying, get me a clown nose. Because you don't walk up to him and go, here, if we win, it'd be a great idea if you'd wear this. Because he's going to go, what?
Yeah, like I can't imagine it was anybody but Gatland's suggestion. I can't imagine he was sitting in a team room and he's like, bear with me now, Warren, but I think we should get a prop, and I have one handy here. Like, there was talk that it could have been somebody else. There was talk it could have been Eddie Jones a couple of months ago, and Eddie Jones said he doesn't fancy the idea of coaching in a blazer.
Well,
and then Warren Gatland was like, you try coach the Lions in a blazer. You don't coach it in a blazer. You just show up for the press conferences with a blazer and a clown nose.
If the nose fits, Warren, there's the picture. Nice bit of art, really.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, in retrospect, because the whole series ends in a draw, does he get that framed and put it up? Just a little reminder every day about what he overcame. Do you think he's that type of guy, isn't he? I would do that.
To celebrate a draw?
No.
Gatland
an unbeaten test series. There's the actual picture of him wearing the nose as well.
Well, it wasn't an unbeaten test series.
Sorry, an undefeated. Like, you tie the test series.
Yeah.
Whatever you call it.
Warren Gatland is a kissing your sister analogy guy. He is not a guy who likes draws. There is no way he's got that framed in. In fact, I think he is the kissing your sister analogy guy.
It's Eddie Jones.
Is it Eddie Jones?
Eddie Jones.
Or is it Steve Hansen as well as a kissing your sister sort of guy as well? They're the sort of analogy sort of guys. I don't think he's a person who celebrates this. Like, to end as well, if you have the option on a New Zealand tour, is a bit silly because you can pick one of the easier tours and leave your Lions legacy with a win.
Is he good? Is he a good Lions coach? Is he the right choice?
I think so, yeah. Like, he's got the experience. He's tied a test series in New Zealand, which was a very, very good result. Like, there's no getting away from that fact. It is the toughest test you can possibly do. It is a tricky one to manoeuvre. And that being said, it was a very, very strong Lions squad. We'll know for sure after this World Cup exactly where the pieces lie in terms of the strength of the British and Irish Lions going into this. Like, you're looking at potential captaincy options at the moment, and is Owen Farrell going to be Lions captain? You probably think so. Alan Wynne-Jones's name has been thrown into the hat as well, despite his ageing years at this point. So that's what we're gauging at the moment. It's going to be an extremely strong squad. They will win the Lions tour. Like, it's all part. Like, the whole part of this is just being a really, really good facilitator, right? Or, like, ultimately getting all these bits together and making the most out of them with a very limited amount of time in terms of preparation, especially on the set piece, is one of the things that you've just got to deal with. And it seems that Warren Gatland on the fly is able to do that. We've seen it time and time again as well with his Welsh sides, when you just think that surely he can't squeeze any more out of them. Surely they must be sick of listening to the voice of Warren Gatland, and they never are. The repetition seems to be a good thing for this guy.
In his press conference yesterday, he said, I can tell you definitely now I will not be coaching England. There's no way unless I put a blazer on or something. I think my coaching path is going to take a different direction. I finish with Wales after the World Cup, and then I've got 12 months. The whole focus is then on the Lions, and my plan then is to go back to New Zealand, and hopefully there's an opportunity for some Super Rugby. So himself and Joe Schmidt are both going to be in Super Rugby during the next World Cup cycle. And
then a battle royale to become the next All Blacks coach.
Yeah.
Who's the front runner right now? So 2 years' time, say Steve Hansen does 2 more years. So Joe Schmidt's on his break. Or 3 years.
Their assistant coach, the guy that everybody raves about, who is already part of the ticket. That's what they're going to do, isn't it? Isn't that exactly what they always do?
So Super Rugby will just benefit from Gatland and Schmidt forever?
No, they'll have to wait until the next one. So after the next World Cup, perhaps. Unless, of course, they win it and the winner decides he wants to stay on because, like, of course, they're going to win it. So,
are you in or out on Gatland's Lions?
It's going to be a really short 8 matches over 5 weeks rather than 10 matches over 6 weeks. So it's only a 5-week tournament. The Premiership final is going to take place the week before the first game again. So, look, I mean, when it's on, I'll be tuning in. But I'm not going to be, who's on the plane to South Africa? Now, let's do our first Lions. I mean, I'm very surprised that there's no Lions selection in the papers today. Gatty's 34-man extended squad and his 24-man backroom team. Who's on the plane?
That would have been a good idea, actually. We should have done that this morning.
Let's do it tomorrow. And let's just name all the Irish players on it to piss off Stephen Jones.
Who is the Irish contingent going to be? It's just going to be like, maybe Joey Carberry's going to be a starting 10 for the Lions.
Well, they're saying Owen Farrell's going to be captain.
Yep. Just said that a moment ago, but...
Or Alan Wynne-Jones. Sorry, I was reading the quotes.
Nobody ever listens to me.
Well, true.
If you're going to be fair though, if you're going to pick something to end on, you pick South Africa. Like you have to go down there. Granted, the expected.
They've got good. They've got good in the meantime. I think so. Finishing in Australia was the perfect way of doing things. A handy win.
But then he goes down as a potential Lions coach legend if he manages to do win, draw, win.
Yeah, I suppose it's fair enough.